Let me talk. You've been waiting 2 fucking days for this. Attention is the only asset. The one thing that I know I can bring to this entire room is that regardless of what you're doing, you sell sneakers, you're a lawyer, you're in real estate, you're an investment banker, you're an actress, you're an actor, whatever you're trying to achieve, the one thing, the only thing I could talk about, besides us being humans, that connects every one of us, is that we are all striving for other people's attention to then be able to tell them what we want. Whether you want to raise money for a nonprofit, become the mayor of your town, or build a $1 billion business selling sneakers, you need attention. The attention of our society lives on this device. The attention of our society lives on this device. Let me make you one promise in this room today. Unless you are producing content that is meaningful to an audience on this device across 7 or 8 platforms, podcasts, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, like unless you're producing content in written form, audio form, or video form across 7 to 10 apps on this device, unless you are relevant on those 10 apps, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, if you are not, you are fundamentally irrelevant in society. You know what's crazy? I literally want to say right now, thank you, London, I'm out. It is like, I'm thrilled to go into the mindset. I'm thrilled to tell you, and if you follow me on Instagram, this is where I've taken most of my content, I'm thrilled to tell you that the reason you're not producing enough content is unfortunately you value other people's opinions more than your own ambition and happiness. That literally Pants 47 can leave a content that you're ugly and it makes you stop posting. I can go into that. I can go into a million other things, but I make this very clear and obvious. The reason I am just beginning to succeed in my ambitions is because today is the least amount of content that I will produce, because I will produce more tomorrow and more the next day. How many people here have been following me for more than 1 year? Raise your hand. The fact that 90% of this audience knows that all I want you to do is run Facebook and Instagram ads and you still aren't, makes me want to punch all of you in your fucking face. I mean, literally all I've been asking you to do for the last 2 years is run Facebook and Instagram ads, and you fuckfaces still aren't. And I say this because I put it on film, because I'm going to run this exact video against you in 5 years on some platform, telling you that you missed the golden era of Facebook and Instagram because now it's appropriately priced. And you guys have heard me, if you follow me, say this. I regret that I wasn't able to build my dad's business bigger because I didn't spend enough on Google. I didn't spend enough. I had it figured out. It was called Google AdWords. It was working, yet I still was doing newspapers and direct mail and radio and television because I didn't understand the context of the moment that I was living in. I didn't have enough experience to know that I bought something so good, so underpriced, so scalable, that I didn't squeeze the fuck out of it enough when Google AdWords was the best. If you follow me, you've heard me say that Amazon was the #1 spender on Google AdWords in those early days, and literally used that underpriced attention to be what they are today. I want you to spend on Facebook and Instagram because there's a possibility that never in our lives again will you be able to get in front of people at that cost. Let me just say it one more time because I really need you to understand it. This, right now, and this is why I yell at myself, for the $50 or $80 or $100,000 of my own money that I spend on ads on these platforms to continue to build brand, the truth is, I should spend more. And this is not a joke. If I didn't have such a high expense to run my lifestyle because I have a family that's fancy now, let me make it more basic. If I was single right now, I would literally go move in back with my parents just so I had more money to run on Facebook and Instagram ads. I'm going to say it one more time. We have never lived in a time where brand was this underpriced. It devastates me that you pay. I don't want your likes. I don't want your following. I definitely don't want to sell you some bullshit in the back of the room.
Thank you!
I have a already made more money than I need to in my entire life, and I did it long before you even knew who Gary Vee was, because I just don't need a lot of money. I need admiration. You know how I get admiration? That you listen to me, execute, your life's a hell of a lot better, and you email me in 3.5 years and say, thank you so much coming to the UK. Then it finally hit me. At the time, I had been following you for 2.5 years, but something about the way you spoke that day and being in the room finally made me say, fuck it. It took me 3 months and a couple $1,000s, but then I figured it out. And over the last 6 months, guys, if you noticed, I started getting back into sports cards. People are selling me like Michael Jordan rookie cards for like 100% less than market because the emails coming. Literally, a baseball card dealer emailed me and said, I was $280,000 in debt 19 months ago, and now I have millions of dollars just by actually finally listening to you. Guys, one more time, people winning on Facebook and Instagram, raise your hands. The people that have their hands up, by show of hand or wave your arm or whatever the fuck we're gonna do, admit to yourself, then me, then them, that when you first started doing it, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but it's so easy and so underpriced that anything we did worked, correct? Underpriced attention. It works every time. It's about to go away, and let me be very clear, for all the nice little things I said about everything over the last 8 minutes, this talk for the last 10 minutes is selfish. I cannot wait, and I mean wait, to run this video to the world when this goes away and everyone's crying, and all you fuckers are going to email me and say, Gary, you have to help me. What's next? And I'm going to say, Sally, nothing, dick, you fucked up. 2004 to 2014 was a long decade before something came along that even remotely looked like Google AdWords early for me. And there is no guarantee in augmented reality or voice or any other technology, AI, that's coming, that we will have this opportunity to communicate to people about what we want to at such a price that even if you're average, you will get business results. My friends, you should leave this keynote right now, get in the fucking tube, go home, and fucking figure out how to start running ads. And I don't mean go home and hire some 26-year-old to run ads for you. I mean you have to go home and spend 10 hours reading and watching videos of how to actually run a Facebook ad, how to actually make a picture and video for it, and watch the results so you taste it. You have to taste it. You have to be a practitioner of it because it is the lotto ticket of the moment, and everybody is just letting it slide by. And I'll be honest with you, I'm thrilled. To be frank, it's better for me if you don't do it, because it makes it cheaper for me to do it. But in my complete obsession with being historically correct and admired, I'm giving it to you. What's fascinating is a long time ago, I figured out why I don't sell my best advice, why I give it away for free. Why? Because 99% of you aren't going to do anything about it. The reason I film myself is the following. By filming myself, it gives me unlimited opportunity to not only create video, but to create audio and written word. And one of the biggest things I believe in the world is you do not create friction for the end customer. If you want to consume me in Instagram, I'm going to give it to you. If you want to listen to me on podcast form while you're running, I'm going to give it to you. If you want to consume a 1-hour keynote and watch it on Roku, I'm going to fucking give it to you. I create no friction for any of you to consume me. So many of you are producing content and you create friction because you only fuck with Instagram or YouTube, but you leave everything else out. So you narrow your upside because you're doing what you want to do, not what they want. Literally every single maneuver I make in business is 100% predicated on the audience. 100%. So people always like to razz me like, Gary Vee, you're such a fucking digital guy. Why do you write books? Because people read them, asshole. I don't read them, but people read them. And so I am unbelievably imploring you to understand a couple things. I have a top 100 global podcast, yet I never sit down and do a podcast. Why? Because I'm able to extract the audio. This talk right now is an episode of one of my podcasts in 7 weeks. You know it. This is how it is. It's also going to be an article in LinkedIn called "Last Stands for Instagram Ads, you dick faces." You know? It's also going to be 3 little clips on Instagram of especially Q&A where I'm able to talk about new things instead of the pillars that I believe in, and on and on and on. I can't implore you guys more to get home and get serious about content creation.